at Athens, Georgia. Number 5 Georgia in the latest college football playoff rankings against number 10 Texas. This game 7:30 Eastern on ABC. And right now, as we look at the betting market, this number sitting at 6. A little bit of Georgia love coming into the market. Some 6.5s out there. Total's been on the rise this week too, Matt, at 49.5.
You know, this number 5.5 at circa last night, and I did bet Georgia here, but not big. I thought the number's a little bit cheap for a team that, until that loss to Alabama in late September, Georgia had a 33-game home win streak. Kirby Smart just doesn't lose between the hedges. And we have not seen Arch Manning win on the road yet against a ranked opponent. The comeback against Mississippi State was one thing. The lucky win in overtime against Kentucky was another thing. But we have not seen Arch really do it against a really good opponent on the road. So let's see it here. I know there's a lot of talk about Manning's improvement, and he has looked better. In the past 2 games, he passed for an average of 337 yards with 6 touchdowns and 1 pick. The one thing about those yards and his completion percentage, I'll say, if you watch those games, Steve Sarkisian's done a really nice job here with Arch in the offense, because most of the throws are around the line of scrimmage. At the line of scrimmage, a little bit behind it. He got a lot of yards after the catch, so his stats look more impressive than they really are. But Longhorns are off a bye, so that's a positive thing for them. I think the quarterback who's playing better in this matchup is Gunnar Stockton. 69.4% completions this season, 15 touchdowns, 2 picks. He's also got 321 yards rushing and 7 touchdowns. So talking about a guy who's got 22 touchdowns, 2 turnovers. Past 3 games, Bulldogs have averaged 36 points. And in the past game against Mississippi State, 303 rushing yards. Nate Frazier went for 181 on 12 carries. So I think the price on Georgia is a little cheap here. Not crazy about it. Probably put Georgia in a couple money line parlays as well. I'm going to force Arch Manning to go on the road and win this game, which I'm skeptical he can do. So a little bit of a Georgia play for me here.
Yeah, you look at some of the road performances this year for Texas. Lose to Ohio State, which there's no problem losing on the road to Ohio State, but the loss at Florida, comeback win over Kentucky in overtime, and then the miracle comeback, as you alluded to, against Mississippi State. How about this number? I saw Todd Furman tweet out, courtesy of CBS. Georgia has spent the most time for a 9-0 or 8-1 team trailing in 20 years since the 05 UCLA team, Matt. They've trailed for over 200 minutes this year, and they gave up that early touchdown to Mississippi State. I was walking out of Circa last Saturday after the tailgate show. Mississippi State goes into the end zone. Live number comes down to 5.5. I was looking at the app. I said, man, I should probably get on Georgia. Well, I should have, because they went out and absolutely destroyed the Mississippi State Bulldogs 41-21. So could be a live angle to look at. You mentioned the opportunity for Texas coming off the bye. I thought the Vanderbilt game, albeit for the first 45 to 50 minutes, was their best game of the season. Brutal beat for anyone who had Texas late in that one at 3.5. But no bet for me. Texas has been a team I feel like I've had a decent read on this year, when to fade them, when to follow them. But I'll stay off of this one. Matt, earlier in the day in the SEC, Tim, both these games, you think
I want to mention something else here, too, for just briefly before we move on. Like I said, I got a little play on Georgia. I'm not overconfident in this team, and I don't think this is really a serious title contender unless Gunnar Stockton goes out of his mind and plays awesome throughout the playoffs. But Kirby Smart took over in Georgia in 2016. This is tied for his second worst defense in yards per play. And this trend of falling behind early in games is troubling, too, and that's why I'm not that overconfident in Georgia.
Massive playoff implications in this one. Texas with 2 losses, currently number 10 in the college football playoff rankings. They still have Texas A&M on the schedule, so in theory they could lose this game, win that one, and maybe still be in the conversation.